they just can't drink. And I think putting your name on a bar, like whether or not you gave money, who knows? Some people are saying he gave $0. He's saying I gave some. Like whatever it is, like I think it just doesn't make sense. So I mean, I wish him well, but the fact of the matter is, every time he came on screen, not the little video things, those were annoying, but when he was actually physically on screen with other people, you just can't deny he's a perfect reality star. Lack of self-awareness, addiction problem, like saying ridiculous. I mean, that's what you want from a reality person. I don't want my reality person to be Gandhi. That's not
You
interesting.
don't want them to be boring.
No, I don't want them to be boring. That's why Nia is finally like, she got pushed because she was boring. She finally got pushed enough to say, I almost ran you over in the street because you were so drunk in the middle of the street, boo boo. Like, don't say Miss USA. It's, don't say Miss America. It's Miss USA. Like, she's finally being pushed to actually have an opinion because otherwise, watching someone with a perfect filter, it's not interesting.
It's boring. No,
Yeah.
I get it. I mean, I guess before we move on, the thing is
Yeah.
just like because there are so many lies, it's like nobody believes this. Like if someone is really sick, like the producers are like, our most important thing is that Jax gets well. Of course it is. Like Lala even spoke out and said it's an interesting place I'm in because Brittany is like my best friend. Of course I am team Brittany. I am very sensitive to how Brittany wants me to handle this. However, I can tell you nothing is more important than me supporting someone's addiction recovery. The problem is when if someone made these statements like I am stepping away because I have real problems. I have hit rock bottom. I don't know what to do with my life. I don't know if I'm going to make it. I got to get away from this to survive. That is completely heartwarming. Wow. Jax makes a statement like this and you're like nobody believes this. Nobody. I mean, I'm not questioning it. Go get your help, but I mean, we already saw you get your help in real time and you
It
were
didn't work.
rage texting. Yeah.
Yeah, and it didn't work, and he didn't take it seriously. So again, I don't want to. I'm not someone who deals with sobriety. Like I don't know what it's like. Maybe you do it. It works 10 times, and then it
Same
doesn't work the
here.
11th time. So I do have sympathy, and I understand Lala's perspective. But my whole thing with this is like we saw it. Like if you didn't tell us all that, like on screen, and I get he was going through it, they had to show it. We would be a little bit more accepting. But when you lie a couple times, after a while, we're like. I mean, you're lying to us. Like you're saying what's right. Like Tamra going to rehab. I mean, to therapy. Yeah, that's great, but it's a little too late. Like you've been horrible to people, and now that Teddy's sick, you want everyone. And I do agree with that. Like I do agree with that perspective of like, listen, you are like now you're getting help and you want everyone to be like, forget what you've done. And I think with Jax, it's the same thing. Look, I'm in rehab. You can't comment on the fact that I threw something at Brittany. You can't comment on anything about me rage texting. It doesn't exist. I was in a bad
That
place.
I'm body
No,
shaming her.
exactly. No, like that's not right. Like you don't get to act like crazy because you're not a child. You're an adult that's getting help. So you still have to like kind of, what's the word, like self-regulate. And I don't think he knows how to do that. So.
And it doesn't like, look, yes, you can slip up on a sobriety journey, fine. But like you look at like Lala, like love her or hate her, she's serious about being sober. That's like
100%.
the most important thing to her.
And she
So,
slipped and she talked about it.
right.
She said I slipped and I'm like gonna start again. And I think she takes it more serious. The thing with Jax is he couldn't verbalize actually what he learned. Remember the guys asked him, like, well, and he's like, I don't know, it was a little therapy, a little yoga.
You feel about him the way I feel about Sandoval. I cannot help but love Sandoval. I feel there's a puppy dog in there somewhere. Uh,
Somewhere. It might be hidden, but it's there, maybe. Yeah.
I just I feel I don't know. We could talk about Tom too, but speaking of your friend Tamra, you say
Yes.
Tamra. Well, right, Tamra, the therapy, it's too little, too late. I think Tamra's lies are starting to backfire on her because now controversial statement. This is Tamra's lies are backfiring, and Katie Janella's dark revenge. Now I know you don't like Katie, as
No, I
again.
don't not like it. It's funny because a lot of the fans really seem to kind of like side with her. And what I've done
Mhm.
to be able to watch the show and honestly be able to comment on it with you is that I've kind of taken my personal opinion out of it and I'm watching it as a viewer and I'm like, okay, like if I'm just watching this without my own, issues with Katie, I'm like, I don't, they're kind of crucifying her. Yes, is she lying a little bit here and there? Absolutely. But the way they're like crucifying her, I'm like, all of you have done this to some extent.
Yeah, they all have. And the thing is, like, so Tamra, I mean, look, Tamra's lies to me are backfiring on her because, like, okay, yes, Katie did this. Let's not
Sure,
blame anyone else. But
sure.
I mean, the person who brought, for not even the blogger, the thing with Shannon to me is like, you did it, okay. Shannon, let's not even get into her for a minute with all her overreacting, but how is this even a thing? It's because of the rat that scurries.
Yes.
It's Tamara brought this out. This is what she does, as Gretchen says. She knew this. She held on to this. She
For a
knew
year.
Katie filmed her, and now when it's time, she's brings it up, and she does the confessionals, and she's like, "Oh well, whoops. Oh wow, that wasn't out there. Like, girl,
Bro, you know it wasn't out there. How would it be out there? Like nobody knew but you. Like how would it be out there? So I was like, wait a second. And then to say the thing that bothers me at Tamara, she could have said, Katie filmed you. No, no, no. She took it a step further, right? She's like, she then played it for Jen and Alexis. That's the part where it's like, now you took it to Alexis in an active lawsuit. She knew what she was doing. And then to run after Katie when Katie's already leaving, she's already been evicted from the party. I'm leaving. You then chase her down. And listen, whether I like Katie or not, I know Matt, her husband, he's lovely. He's always gonna stand up for her. He's gonna like defend his wife. He's like, "Are you seriously coming over here?" And the thing is, like, a lot of people were like, "Oh, he shouldn't have gotten involved." He's not on the show, and he's not a girl. He's a dude. You know, we're guys. Let's. When I have a problem with someone, I like to go directly in it. I'm not a woman. I'm not gonna
same
go like,
here."
okay. I'm like, "Oh, are you really coming over here and talking to us on camera? You know what you're doing, Tamara. Like, he didn't say on camera, but that's probably what he wanted to say. Like, you're gonna come over here, pretend to check on it on my wife when you are the reason she's in this position. Hello?
Yeah, that's
Like,
what I mean. And that's yes, that's what I mean. And so that's why, yeah, exactly. And so these lies of hers, they are backfiring because most people are actually on Katie's side.
they are. It's actually pushing people to go more on Katie's side. And then the stunts that Tamara plays
And
would have
Miss Simpson ain't helping the matter.
no,
She ain't helping
the
it.
Hulk. The Hulk is not helping. The
She's
Hulk
a
is
mean girl.
it's too much. And then Gina saying, I'm not gonna film next season if Katie's there. Girl, a lot of people are like, then leave. Like even on her own Instagram, they're like, leave. So I think there's just like this idea that like we can just ice Katie out. I mean it might work, but the fact is people are now kind of going towards Katie because they're like, wait a second, talking about someone's kid and their custody battle on live TV without a warning is not the same thing as a nanny and the 9-year-old with Heather. This doesn't seem that deep. Oh, my 9-year-old said Heather was mean. I mean, Heather is kind of a little bit in her own world and is a little mean. And we can all see
Hmm.
it. I like Heather, don't get me wrong. But she's like, if you're bleeding on her carpet, she's like, oh my God, that's expensive. Like, she's not like really that empathetic. I mean, we've seen it time and time again. Heather lives in Heather world. So it's like, that's not really that shocking. So I think it's starting to backfire. And then like bringing Joe, that stunt would have worked 10 years ago. Nowadays, people are like, okay, Tamara, like you're bringing Joe in there. Like,
Like, give
what?
me a break. It's not going to scare Gretchen away. Yeah, no, I think Tamara's lies are backfiring because people are going towards Katie. And Katie's dark, dark plan of revenge is working. Her plan of revenge in the real world is like, I'm not saying anything. Like, and I think it's working.
Mhm.
That's an inside source has told me that her plan is just to sit back and let it all. Yeah, Katie, guess what? Your dark plan of revenge, it's working.
It's actually
Just
working. So Meghan
let
Markle's publicist
them
must have done something right. She
just
must have.
let them, they're hanging themselves. Like people don't like a gang up. And Tamara's mean and Emily's mean. And yes, when Gina said this, first of all, talk about lies. Really, Gina? I'm calling you on this lie. You're going to resign when you made $0 before this. You were living in God knows what. You